Hello. Okay. I know whoever's gonna watch this video is gonna wonder like what the hell happened to your face. I'm gonna get to that. I just want to tell a little backstory before I get into what happened to my face. So I am just a quick background on myself. So I have a master's degree as an adult and geriatric nurse practitioner. I moved to Jamaica. Let's say January of this year. I moved to Jamaica. Lots of reasons. This is not what this video is really about, but I'm here in Jamaica. I moved to Jamaica from Brooklyn, New York, right? And I've been living here. While I've been here, I've been learning and experiencing a lot of things. Not saying that it is not easy. You have to be a very strong person to move from the United States to come to Jamaica and start experiencing these different things, different culture, different way of life. By the way, I was born in Jamaica, and I moved to the United States when I was around 12 years old. So, and I'm just now coming back. So it's been like, without giving my age away, it's been a very long time. Let's say that. I went to, how old am I? Should I say my age? Okay, let's just say I'm 42 years old now, right? Okay. And I moved back to Jamaica now. And okay, so since I've been living here, um, I'm basically learning, and I don't want to say acclimate. I'm acclimate in some way to the way of living here, but not in the negative aspects of how I've seen certain things. I'm trying to maintain my own culture, my own self, but at the same time adjusting to this way of life. Let's say use that word. So, as you guys may know, there was a hurricane recently, right? Hurricane Beryl, which happened on July 3rd when it hit Jamaica. And the day when the hurricane started, power went out where I am resided at. The power went out on the 3rd of July. And before the hurricane started, now where I'm living at, you don't get water in the day. So everybody has like tanks that they hold water in. And the water comes at night, supposedly, right? But comes to find out the water don't come every night. So since before the hurricane, the water wasn't coming up until right now. I'm still not getting water every night, regularly at night, maybe once a week or twice. I'm not exaggerating, I swear to you. Okay. So I have to be going to the spring to get water. And because there hasn't been any water in the tank. And mind you, I live like the ocean is right there, literally. And there's a river literally right down. I live close by a great river. I could walk to the river if I want to. And there's a water pump area right by the river. And yet I haven't been getting water. Now ask yourself, why, if there's Jamaica is filled with so much springs and river, yet we have a water problem? It doesn't make sense to me. Something ain't right there. Yet we can't get water. But anyway, this is not about the water problem, but that was a problem too. It's about there was no power. So now, July, I'm getting to what happened to my forehead. So on July 27th, which was Saturday that just passed, the night before that, on July 26th, so because I haven't had any power, I stopped buying groceries that are perishable items, right? So I've mostly been purchasing my food from outside to eat. But the one thing that I've been buying is eggs and bread, right? So, so I had these eggs that I brought. I still had the whole tray. I haven't really used it. I think I may have used like one egg out of it. So on the 26th, I said, well, let me get the eggs. So when I opened up the tray, there was one egg inside that was, I don't know if it split open, but it was stink, and this thing was just coming out of it, and it smells really, really bad. So what I did was I transferred the other eggs into another tray, and I threw out that tray with the spoiled egg. And in my mind, I was saying, God, I don't want to eat no chicken. That I wonder if these eggs start to grow chicken because they haven't been on refrigeration. I'm wondering if this eggs are grow chicken. I don't want to eat no chicken eggs, So I basically choose three eggs out of the tray of all the other eggs, the ones that was further away from the spoiled one, and I boil them. But in my mind, I'm keep thinking maybe you shouldn't eat this, maybe you shouldn't eat this. But anyway, I boil the eggs and I split them open to make sure there was no chicken growing inside. There was like it wasn't that yellow, but I was like I didn't see anything. So I put some coconut oil on it and some little herbs and stuff, and it tasted okay. So I ate it. But anyway, that night, what did I do that night? Anyway, that night, I basically, my stomach wasn't sitting well. I ended up vomiting. Some hard vomit, like I felt the contraction in my stomach when I was vomiting, and it has to come out. Like all of it had to come out. I feel like my body was rejecting it, and I was just vomiting and vomiting until all of it was ejected from my stomach. So the next day when I woke up, which was on the 27th, I didn't feel like 100% myself. I was laying in the bed, reading and doing things. And then I got up. I got up around 10, and I don't know what I did. I think I probably went to the bathroom, brushed my teeth. But anyway, I went back to the bed, and then I got up again around, I don't remember the time now, but it was close to 2 o'clock, I think. Maybe a little bit before 2. And I made some tea, and I went outside and I drank tea, and I think I ate some mangoes. And I ate some mangoes, right? So now I'm getting back from outside to walk to the kitchen to put down the cup, and I got dizzy. I felt like lightheaded. I was getting dizzy, like dark spot in front of your eye. So I stop and I squat and I breathe it, take some deep breath, and I'm like, okay, got back up to continue walking to the kitchen. And by the time I got to the kitchen, I was already getting dizzy again. So I said, I was gonna pour myself another cup of tea, but I was so dizzy. I said, no, let me like take deep breath and let me go back to walk back to my room and go lay down. So that was what's the last thought in my mind. I'm turning and I'm walking to the room to go lay down. And I remember like the dark spots in front of my face, and that was it. So next thing I remember was I woke up and I was on the floor, and my head feel really funny, like just funny. It just feel weird, like something. I don't know. I never fell and hit my head before, but it just feel weird, like something. When your head bang together and it's like a bell. If you put your head underneath a bell and you hit the bell, something like that. And then my whole body felt like that, and I'm like. So when I was on the floor, I'm like, why do I feel like this? Like, why does my head feel so weird? All I did was just sit down on the floor, right? So I wouldn't faint. But then I'm like, I was confused. I'm like, what happened? And all I know is like I went like this and to touch my forehead, and it was just pure blood coming out. And I'm like, still a bit confused. So I'm like, oh shit, I must have blacked out and fell. And Jamaica, the floors are concrete. So I thought that I fell on the floor, but that never happened. Apparently, I blocked out, fell on the floor, and hit my head. And when I woke up, when I was conscious again, it was like I noticed the time it was 2 o'clock or something like that. Because I was going to call somebody to come and take me to the emergency room. I didn't even look at my forehead. I just felt it and I knew like it was bad. I'm like, don't even look at it. You don't even want to look at it. I didn't even want to look at it. And so anyway, I went and got a rag in the bathroom and put the rag on my forehead and put pressure on it. I think I crawled. I don't even think I walked. I think I crawled to the bathroom. And put a rag on it, and then I end up couldn't really walk walk back out of the bathroom. So I crawled back out and sat right by the door, outside the door of the bathroom in this room. I don't remember how I got my phone. I honestly don't even remember how I got my phone or where my phone was. But I ended up getting my phone. It probably was on the bed in the room, which is right. You pass the room before you get to the bathroom. So I must have went in the room and got the phone. And then I sat on the floor with the rag on my forehead. I was still bleeding, obviously, and so now I try to call somebody to come and take me to the emergency room because obviously I just hit my head. I can't drive. My head was like, I don't know, throbbing, just terrible. So anyway, I called a bunch of people and I couldn't get anybody to come and take me. So one of the person that I called, I left a text like emergency. So I was sitting here for a good while, maybe 30 minutes, holding a rag over my forehead. Okay. So when someone called me back, one of the person called me back, they didn't have a vehicle. So they were about to take a shower, they said, because they were sweaty and hot. So anyway, he's like, I'm going to take a shower and then I'm going to come get a taxi to come and get you, drop me a location. He taught me through how to drop my location. And I did that. And I was here waiting. When I was waiting for that person, the person I text emergency called me back and asked me what happened, which I told them what happened. I fell, black belt hit my head. And wherever they are, they said they're in the middle of something. But anyway, they left what they were doing and they were going to come and get me. And that person here got here first. So I probably waited maybe 40 minutes for somebody to come. And when that person came and drove me to the emergency, what they call it, immediate care kind of in Jamaica. So I told them to take me to the best place in Jamaica. I don't want to make this video very long, so let me speed it up. Take me to the best place because I know I'm going to need stitches, sutras, and I want it to be done properly because I don't want to end up with someone, I don't know. I've never been to their healthcare system out here, you know. I don't want to end up with a terrible scar because the person didn't know how to do sutures properly or whatever, you know. So I told them to take me to a private place. And they were like, that's going to cost you a lot of money. I said, I don't give a shit. My face is more important. So anyway, so they take me to this private place in Fairview here in Jamaica. And when I got there, all the time I had a rag over my forehead. I didn't want to show anybody my face. I just knew it was bad. It just looked bad. Ugh. So anyway, and whenever I took it off, they'd be like, just come right back up. Oh my God. Ugh. Anyway, so when I went there, they said to see the doctor, it would cost $7,000 to see the doctor, right? I'm like, okay. And you pay the money, the $7,000. And next, you go see the doctor. You go see the nurse, right? After that, you go see the nurse. And the nurse takes your vital signs, asks you questions, blah, blah, blah. Send you back into your waiting room to see the doctor. Now, the doctor come and see me, look at my face, ask me some question, ask me what happened, you know, what led up to the fall, whatever. She said, I'm going to need stitches. I really didn't want stitches. I wanted to get Dermabond, the glue thing, but she said it won't be because of the way the laceration was in my forehead. It wasn't straight. It's jagged and all the edges are very jagged. And she said, it's not going to hold. You're going to need stitches. So I said, fine. Okay. So she gave the nurse, I guess, a paper of things that the doctor want me to have. So one, she want me to have the stitches. So she have on there the stitches, a dressing, a EKG, and a tetanus shot, something like that. I remember DPT. I don't know, a tetanus shot basically. And she was listing all the prices for these things. So I think, so to get the suture is $8,000. For the dressing, to do the dressing, it's $8,000. To take the shot was $3,500. To do the EKG, I'm speaking from memory, I think it was like $5,000, and she wanted me to have a CBC, which I would have to go somewhere else. So I look at the list and look at the price, and I'm like, how about I just go with the sutras and the dressing? So she's like, wait, let me find out with the doctor. And I had to sit and wait. So my friend was like, what happened? I said, I think she's calling the doctor to find out if the doctor still want to see me, because I'm refusing all the other crap. I'm refusing the EKG and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, why do I need a tetanus shot? I didn't step on the needle. I didn't cut by a can or anything rusty. Man, I fell and hit my forehead. So anyway, so when I went back there, I'm like, personally, I said, a EKG, I don't have a cardiac history. I have no cardiac history. I told her I had a history of intestinal ulcer and H. pylori when I was in college. That was my history, and anemia, right? So she wanted to do an EKG and do a tetanus shot. I'm like, I don't want a tetanus shot. I don't want all that toxic stuff in my body. And I didn't get bite by a dog. Anyway, let me stop with that. So, and I said, why EKG? Why not even a scan from my head? I don't even really know what happened. All I know is I fell and hit my head. If I said personally, if it was me, I would ask to do a scan, because there was nobody here. I was all alone by myself. I really have no timing of anything, really. I try to piece together time of when I call anybody at a certain time, or when I call the person when I woke up. But she said to have an EKG is like a standard protocol for them. That I said, but anyway, I didn't get that, no EKG. So I end up she did the sutras, which I paid $8,000 for this, 8,000 Jamaican dollars. You have to calculate that to American dollar. So for every, one American dollar equals 150 Jamaican dollar in exchange rate here. That's the highest rate. It could be lower than that. So you could, divide $8,000 by 150, and it comes out to the American dollar. But anyway, I spent $7,000 to see the doctor, then $7,500. $7,500 just for the doctor to see me, $8,000 Jamaican dollars. This is all in Jamaican dollars. 8,000 Jamaican dollars for the sutras, and $8,000 for the dressing. I'm going to show you the dressing that they put on my head now. So I'm saying $8,000 for a dressing. I'm like, this must be a bomb dressing, Tegaderm or something. But when the dressing they put on me, I opened it up because I took it off today. But this is the dressing that they charged me $8,000 for. This is the dressing that was on my forehead that I took off this morning. It's a piece of gauze, literally. See? Piece of gauze and paper tape. Paper tape and a piece of gauze, and they charged me $8,000 for this. I want to say fucking because I can't believe it, but $8,000 for this piece of shit, okay? And they charged me, I forgot. They charged me $5,000 for the lidocaine that they injected in my forehead before they did the sutras. When I went back there when she was doing the sutras, she's like, I forgot to put the lidocaine on the list to charge her. So when I came back out from the sutra, I had to go and pay for the lidocaine. And I was like dead serious too. I'm like, are you going to give me the whole bottle since I paid for it? Like I paid for the whole bottle, right? Not for what you just put in my forehead. And she think I was joking. Like I was dead serious, but I think she think I was joking. But anyway, she's like, you already have the service. Anyhow, so that was my first time in the immediate care here in Jamaica. And I'm going to tell you that this is a money business. And this is one of the reasons that I kind of left healthcare, because I feel like it's all about money and it's not about people. And this is why I stopped practicing as a nurse. And this is my experience here. And then this is my experience about being in Jamaica too. Like, how is it no power from July 3rd when the power went out to July 27 when I came home from the emergency room that night? The power came back, and that was July 27. So I had no power from July 3rd to July 27 here in Jamaica. Right? So I think everybody in politics, everybody who's running the country right now, literally should get fired. I don't understand why the people still keep electing these incompetent idiots, because they're morons. There's no way you can't provide proper service for a freaking island of people, a small island. And you can't. And by the way, there's only one electrical company in Jamaica, JPS. One. So if you can't service an island, then you should get another company. Like, how is there's only one company that service a whole island? And I'm just talking about this to bring to attention some of the things that's going on in this country, that, and there's a lot more I could talk about, that really doesn't have to be like this. It really doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to. Like, it doesn't have to be a water problem. It doesn't have to be a light problem, because you could solve that. You shouldn't have one company servicing a whole island. Now you have people. What about people who had medication that had to be refrigerated? What did those people do? What about people who have insulin that has to be refrigerated? That's serious. Like, I'm thinking about this, like, damn, what happened to those people? What happened to their medications? What happened to all the food that got spoiled for people who bought their groceries, who prepared for the storm? And then you had no power for weeks. This is so sad, and this is really sad. And these are the things that need to be changed. These are the things that we should be changing. Now, anyway, I fell on my face from getting sick the night before from eating spoiled food, because the power was gone for so long. And I guess this is kind of one of the effects of Hurricane Beryl and the lack of power in Jamaica. So now I'm going to have, like, probably have a scar. Yeah, I'm going to have a scar, but I'm going to try to minimize that as much as I possible using natural treatment. By the way, she prescribed me an antibiotic, but she augmenting. I'm like, I don't want that. So she gave me, I said, just give me a ointment, antibacterial ointment. Why are you giving me a pill for? That's ridiculous. How toxic that shit is. And then she gave me ibuprofen for pain. I'm like, doctor, dude, I just told you that I have history of ulcer, and it's probably active right now. Why would you give me ibuprofen? Like, do you want me to bleed to death now? I'm already anemic. Anyway, so educate yourself about your own health and your own care. Take care of your own body. Thank God I'm a pretty healthy person, and I naturally take care of myself. So yeah, but this is my recent experience here in Jamaica, and the healthcare system, and what do you call it? The water system and the electrical company system. There's a system for that. I know I'm not using the right term right now, but I gotta go because this video is getting a bit too long. Thank you for anyone who's listening to this, and I don't know, maybe I'll make a video about something about what's happening in Jamaica here in the future or something. That's not really my focus. My focus is on holistic care. So, but yeah. All right. Thank you. Bye.